Back live with you tonight on In Focus. We turn to this now. The BRICS Youth Summit leaders in Durban are calling for young people across the world to be active participants in the just transition efforts. Renewable energy was the focus of a panel discussion today. The Youth Summit is among other related events that are on the run-up to the 15th BRICS Summit in Johannesburg next month. Newzroom Afrika's Karinda Jagmohan starts us off.
This panel focused on economic and employment opportunities for youth within the global effort to enhance renewable energy use.
I mean, there's potential in South Africa right now for the next few years, totaling 55 to 60 gigawatts of additional renewable energy. We have to get supplies. We have to ensure that, we have the economies of scale and the value chains and supply chains to be able to maintain such a sector. So certainly in our context and elsewhere in the world, there are opportunities that we can become an industrial hub for renewable energy.
In these efforts, the mining industry will not be left behind.
For too long, African countries have been a part of mining and putting their product on ships to be processed, beneficiated, and have value added in countries such as China and India and Japan. So how do we as an African continent, how does government play a role, private investors play a role into building the infrastructure from a manufacturing perspective to ensure that we're not only mining the commodities of the future that are in our backyard, but we also have the ability to add value to them. So no, mining will not be a sunset industry because of the just transition moving away from coal. It's giving us the opportunity to put money into the exploration and exploitation of new minerals.
Many delegates have called for a more inclusive approach to creating such policies.
What we are doing here, we are busy minimizing things into a South African context and failing to expand the scope into a BRIC context. That we develop a policy that will reflect to people, young people of China, young people of Russia, young people of India, young people of South Africa. We are busy here being told that the government is doing this, the government is doing this. We are not concerned about South African government. South African government, by virtue, we can tell you, they have failed.
What is more important is to integrate as young people within the BRICS Council, and we need to understand each other, the problems that are existing in China, the problems that are existing in Brazil, Russia, India, and South Africa, and also to create a plan and a program that responds to those problems. And what is critical in the phase is that when we are here, we don't only focus on the problems, but also to draft solutions.
Meanwhile, one such solution is brewing in KwaZulu-Natal.
It's going to be the largest power plant within the province, that is correct. And what we're doing is that we're going to be working closely with the BRICS partners, Russia and China, with regards to the supply of the solar as well. They're willing to lend their expertise to us and the private sector, really trying to bring electricity access to the periphery areas of KZN, such as Kokstad, such as Matatiele.
Zenco is one of the youngest companies in the industry and has highlighted a critical need for investment in skills training for youth to employ more young people.
What did stand out was the fact that we had to get some welders from another country, whereas we need to increase our artisan skill development index. We need to increase that. Most people are looking at university type level jobs, but the TVET colleges are really where the skill-driven occupations that will drive the country's development. That's where we're going to find them at. And the most important thing is to emphasize that the TVETs are as an integral part in building the economy as they are as the university tertiary education is as well.
The BRICS Youth Summit concludes on Thursday. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Karinda Jagmohan in Durban.